Hello and welcome to this Urban Farming for Beginners Starter Kit course. My name is Tobias from Farmwall, and I'm going to show you how you can use your kit to start growing microgreens and seedlings. If you're watching this video, it means that you've already discovered the card in your kit that has led you to Ecosystem. Ecosystem is our educational platform where we deliver these starter kit courses, as well as our more comprehensive urban farming education course. We encourage you to have a look around and do some of the courses that are available. If you're interested in urban farming education, we'd love you to check that out as well. There's also plenty of other stuff to get involved with on the platform, so have a look around and have some fun. We've also got a sticker, which is pretty fun. And we've also included this kids coloring activity. This one is about super sprouts, so it's all about problem solving. We encourage kids to be problem solvers through urban farming and urban food. So if you do have kids at home, why don't you get them to fill this out, color it in, and post a photo and chuck it on the Ecosystem platform. We'd all love to see it. The Urban Farming for Beginners kit is designed with components that make it really easy for you to get started growing food. The first thing that you'll encounter in your kit are the seeds. These come in 3 glass jars and they each have a color code on top. Check the notes to see our color code for the seeds to know which ones have been included in your kit. We also have this activated nutrient derived from food waste. This is going to make it really easy to get great growing results. And to help use this, we've included a spray bottle, which we can use to water our microgreens and our seedlings. To grow them, we've included these large and small paper cups. Now these are going to be the vessel for holding your plants. And we've also included these soil blocks. Now these are dehydrated, which means that we're going to rehydrate them with water and they will become the growing medium for our plants. Finally, to hold everything, we've included this drip tray, which you can use to grow multiple plants at once. And we've included these small coffee cups, which allow you to make a portable growing setup if you want to put these in places around your home. All right, let's grow some stuff, shall we? To begin this process, you'll need to grab a few extra items, a small bowl, some water, and a mixing utensil. I've chosen a chopstick, but something like a fork would also work just as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is rehydrate some of the soil blocks to use as our medium. Now, the ratio for the soil blocks to these cups is we're going to use 3 of the soil blocks for the larger cups and 1 of the soil blocks for these smaller cups. I'm going to seed 2 of the smaller cups and 1 of the larger cups today. So that means I'm going to rehydrate 5 soil blocks. So I'm going to grab those and add them to my bowl. Next, I'm going to just pour some water over the top of the blocks. Now, we don't need exact measurements for this because it's better to just add more as we need. It's going to take a while as well for the soil to take up the water. So I'm going to leave these to soak up the water and rehydrate, and I'll be back in 20 minutes. All right, welcome back. It's been about 20 minutes. And as you can see, the soil blocks have swollen up a lot. They've taken up all the water, they're very absorbent, and now they are soft enough that we can break them up using our stirring stick. So I'm just gonna poke them like this and break them apart. Now you should be able to break them apart relatively easily. If they're still too hard, you can add more water to make them softer. You don't want to add too much water so that they're so wet and soggy that they're gonna break the paper cups when we put them in. So you want to get like a decent amount of sogginess so that you can break them apart, but they're not absolutely water-laden. I should have got a bigger bowl for this. This is quite difficult to mix. All right, so there we go. We've got our broken apart soil. Now we can add this into the paper cups. So like I said before, I'm going to do 1 of the larger ones and 2 of the smaller ones, just so I can show you how to do the different types. So at this point, if you like, you can put the paper cups into the drip tray, and this just helps capture any spillage. All right, so now I'm going to fill the cups up. Now, you can just do this with your hands. It's quite fun. We get a little bit dirty. And when we're filling them up, we just want to go about 1 centimeter from the top. Okay, so I've filled them up. And it's a good thing I used the drip tray because there has been a little bit of spillage. Now you'll notice I haven't actually filled them right to the top just yet. And I've actually left a little bit in the bowl. This is because we're going to cover the seeds with a small layer of soil after the seeding. That way they can germinate properly in darkness. So we're now going to put the seeds onto these paper cups. So I've got 3 different varieties here, so I'm going to do all 3. Now for microgreens, you can be pretty generous as we want to get a large amount of growth happening from one cup. And if you like, you can move the seeds around to try and get more of an even spread. However, once they start to grow, they will push each other apart and move into the empty spaces in the soil, so you will get relatively even growth. Now in this second cup, I'm only going to do a couple of seeds. And the reason for this is I'm going to make this one a seedling. So instead of growing them into microgreens and harvesting them after a week or two, I'm going to try grow this one into a full plant, or at least the full seedling, before I transfer it into either the garden or another pot inside. All I've done is add 3 seeds to this cup, and that's just so that they have a better chance of germinating and producing at least one seedling. And finally, I'm just going to do more microgreens in this cup here. So again, with the seeds, it can be difficult to know exactly how many to put in to get a decent amount of microgreen growth, but we encourage you to experiment here and just try stuff out, you know. I guess in general, it's always better to overseed rather than underseed when it comes to growing microgreens in these paper cups. So there's actually one more step that we're going to do before we add the final layer of soil on top, and that is add the nutrient solution. Now this nutrient solution we mix in a 3-to-1 ratio, so 1/3 of this jar can be mixed into a full bottle of water here. Here's one we prepared earlier, like so. One thing to note when you're preparing this bottle is it has a small plastic cap here that you need to remove in order to spray. I'm just going to douse the seeds in the nutrient solution, and this is so that the seeds know to germinate. When seeds get wet, that is a trigger for them to begin the growing process. So we just need to let them know that we want them to start growing. The nutrients will also help them with a good head start so that they grow to be nice and big. And now we're going to add the soil on top. Now this doesn't need to be super thick. It just needs to be enough that the seeds are covered. We want to give them the best chance to germinate by being in darkness, but not have so much soil on top that it's hard for them to push through and grow. All right, so there we have it. We've got our microgreens and our seedling. I'm looking forward to seeing these grow. And over the next couple of days, I'm just going to continue to water them down with the nutrient solution as needed. Just check to see if the soil is dry, and if so, just give them a gentle spray. We don't want to give too much water so that they're drowning, but we need to make sure that they don't dry out. Over the next couple of days, our seeds should hopefully germinate, but this can take a while, so don't get discouraged if it doesn't happen immediately. And once they've germinated, they'll put up some shoots, and that's when you can put them in front of a windowsill or somewhere with nice direct sunlight. That way they'll have the best chance to photosynthesize and put on a lot of color. After about 10 days, your microgreens should be ready to harvest. With your seedlings, use your best judgment. Once they reach a particular height and they look like they need to be transferred, move them into your garden or into a pot plant. That's all for this lesson. Thanks for watching, and I hope you're looking forward to using your beginner urban farming kit. If you have any questions, make sure to post them in the ecosystem group so that we can help you. And post any photos of your success, or otherwise. We'd love to see how you go with your growing, and so that we can all celebrate your microgreens and seedlings. I've been Tobias, happy growing, and I'll see you again soon.